My name is Nuno Godinho, co-founder and CEO of My Fractional CEO. Welcome to Inside the Mind of a BioTech Builder, the Yves Decadt series. A My Fractional CEO original where we sit down with Yves Decadt, who has actually built things in the lab, in the market, and in the boardroom. In this season, I'm joined by Yves Decadt, a global biotech CEO, chair, and founder with more than 25 years experience in pharmaceutical and biotech world. From Johnson & Johnson's to Medimetrics, Stragen, SkyePharma, BioLingus, and sovereign-backed initiatives, he's operated where science, technology, and capital meet. In episode 0 is your roadmap to this series and a look into how Yves thinks. So what should you expect through this season? Across this series, Yves and I will unpack the themes that matter if you sit anywhere near biotech, healthcare, deep tech, or long horizon capital. We start with green biotech landscape, not as a slogan, but as a real emerging investment universe, where biology, sustainability, and capital genuinely intersect. Why types of green biotech are already investable versus still speculative, and what it means to build companies that are good for patients and the planet. Then we move into AI in healthcare, a mountain of opportunities, where AI is already reshaping discovery, diagnostics, and delivery, where regulation, ethics, and data quality become the real bottlenecks, and how leaders should think about AI as an enabler, not a shortcut. We'll go deep into leadership at the edge with 2 linked conversations: the Chief Everything Officer from startup versus corporate CEOs, and the hardest leadership lead, transitioning from corporate exec to startup exec. We'll look at what truly changes when you move from a Johnson & Johnson type of environment into a lean, high-risk biotech. Why some corporate leaders thrive in startups and others struggle, and what you must be mindful of before you make that jump. We'll explore leadership in uncertain times through the lens of Elon Musk versus Bill Gates, how 2 radically different leadership styles can both create outsized impact, what founders, boards, and investors should actually learn from them, and where copying the wrong parts became dangerous. Finally, we'll look at 2 sides of the same coin, founder versus investor mindset, a perspective Yves has lived himself. What really changes when you sit on the capital side of the table? How culture, risk, and time horizons differ between founders and investors, and how to build real partnerships instead of tension between capital and operators. What makes this series different is the breadth of Yves' experience. He spent 18 years in Johnson & Johnson, working across Belgium, the US, and Switzerland, ultimately joining the corporate licensing and business development group in the global deal role. He then stepped into the CEO and senior leadership positions, including CEO in Medimetrics, a Philips spinoff, and developed the first electronic pill in the world and an intra-gut microbiome sampling tool. CEO of Stragen Pharma, VP in Business Development, SkyePharma, and founder and CEO of BioLingus, where he led the company from inception to begin IPO ready and SEC approved. Alongside that, he served as a chair, board member, and advisor across multiple organizations, and as senior advisor for biotech investment funds. Mandated by the Public Investment Fund, he played a key role in developing the initial biotech strategy for NEOM. So when Yves talks about green biotech, AI in healthcare, or the realities of moving from corporate to startup leadership, it's coming from hard-earned experience. not theory. So if you're a founder, CEO, navigating healthcare, health tech, or deep tech, an investor, family office, or sovereign fund leader backing science-backed companies, or a senior corporate executive wondering whether your next chapter is in startups, scale-ups, or portfolio roles, this series is built for you. Follow Yves Decadt, subscribe to My Fractional CEO, and join us as we step inside the mind of a biotech builder to unpack biology, capital, and leadership at the level where it actually matters: decisions, trade-offs, and long-term impacts. Let's get and look forward to seeing you all with episode 1. Thank you very much.